Hi friend, welcome back to my golden thimble. My name is Daphne and today I have the most adorable sewing project that I want to share with you. Because I just finished these DIY pumpkin coasters with a free sewing pattern. If you haven't started any of your fall sewing projects, this one is definitely the one you want to start with. It's quick, it's beginner friendly, and of course, it comes with a free sewing pattern that I made for you. Okay, but first let me spill a little tea about what happened behind the scenes of this project. You see, I may or may have not spent way too much time worrying about the tiny details about these coasters. First, I didn't know which fabric I wanted to use for the stem, and then I didn't know which shape of the pumpkin I wanted. And then I didn't know what color thread I wanted to use for the final design of these coasters. So what I did was, when any reasonable person will do, I asked you for help and you helped me vote, and this was the final result that every one of us chose for these coasters. I seriously think that they turned out to be really beautiful, and I'm so glad that I asked you on my Golden Thimble Sewing Club on Facebook. And here's the fun part. This pattern is not limited to coasters. You can use it for any other projects like matching placemats, DIY pillow covers, or even as the raw edge applique for any other home decor that you have. You want to start with 2 squares of muslin fabric, one for the front and one for the back. You are going to lightly spray the beading and put it on the back of the front piece. Now, for the 5 small pumpkin segments of the orange fabric and the stem of the brown scrap, you can use HeatnBond on the wrong side to cut it, but I prefer repositionable spray glue, and what I do is put the pieces on a sheet of paper or cardboard and then give them a light spray. Then I simply grab them with my tweezers and stick them right into the fabric like this. I am a big fan of using spray glue because it makes everything so much easier and it really sticks into the fabric very nice. Just take a look of how well it works. Now, if you prefer to use HeatnBond, that is always an option. Trust your instincts and dive into the creative process, doing whatever makes you feel more comfortable. You are going to end up with a piece like this. This is the piece we will be working with. On the front, we have all of our applique pieces, and on the back, we have our beading ready to give us support for what comes next, because we are going to use the raw edge applique technique to stitch everything down. I'm not going into full detail in this technique because I already have a whole tutorial on raw edge applique that you can check out if you like all the extra tips and tricks that I will link in the description below. To get started, the first thing you will want to do is to swap your standard presser foot for a special quilting foot. This handy foot is designed to make your quilting experience so much better. Take a look at it. There is a little bar that makes it go up and down, which makes it super easy for you to move the fabric precisely as you saw. Now, before you start sewing your project, don't forget to head to the back of your sewing machine and press that small tab that will lower the feed ducts, those little teeth parts underneath the presser foot that help grip the fabric. Lowering the feed ducts will give us complete control over how the fabric moves. Okay, so what we want to do here is use your hands to guide the fabric through the machine so the needle can go up and down and sew the seam. The basic idea for this design is that you want to draw the outline of the fabric pumpkin pieces with the black thread. Now, if this is the first time you are doing something like this, try to go super slow and then you can go ahead and raise the speed a little bit. Now, I am doing 3 times or even 4 times the speed here in this video, so don't think that you can go this fast. I do want to remind you something about this technique though. Please don't worry if your lines don't turn out as perfect as you wanted, because the main idea of this technique is that the draw looks hand draw. Now I am going to go ahead and finish to draw all the outlines of the little pieces here with black thread. Snip those threads of your design and let's get ready to draw the vines. I went ahead and drew the vines myself freehand just by making little twirls with my line. But don't worry, because if you don't want to freehand this, the pattern comes with a trace that you can copy on your fabric for this design. For this specific part of the design, I changed to a green thread. And to sew this part, you are going to use the free motion applique quilting technique that we have been using for all our pieces. Once your applique sewing is complete, it's time to turn our fabric into a proper coaster. First, trim away any loose threads with embroidery scissors so that everything looks clean and tidy, and then place a second muslin square behind your design with the grown sides together. Now, with a regular presser foot, we are going to sew all the way around the coaster at 1/4 of an inch seam allowance. And then we are going to go ahead and repeat the same stitch a second time for extra stability. Now my favorite part, distressing the edges. With the help of your embroidery scissors, a seam ripper, or even a point turner, add the long threads along the edges of your coaster. The goal is to fry the edges so that only the smaller threads remain inside the seam allowance, giving it a raw, worn-in finish. At first, it might not look quite as distressed as you wanted, but that has an easy fix. You can either keep roughing up the edges by hand, or you can also toss your coasters straight into the washing machine with your regular laundry, and once they have been washed and dried, they will have that creamy distressed denim vibe, which makes them look rustic and so cute. And there you have it, my friend, your very own set of rustic handmade coasters using just fabric scraps and the raw edge applique technique. If you give this project a try, I would love to see it. So please share it with me at my Golden Thimble Sewing Club on Facebook or literally on any other social media by tagging me with my Golden Thimble. And if you're ready for more fall sewing projects, remember to check out the list of fall sewing projects and free tutorials that I have for you. Happy sewing!